What's up everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm sharing the 6 biggest culture shocks I experienced in Japan. Moments that truly made me realize how far from home I was. These aren't just travel vlog highlights, they're the real, sometimes awkward, always eye-opening experiences that changed my perspective. This isn't about judging, but about celebrating differences and the journey of adapting to a new place. So, get comfortable. And let's dive into the first and most immediate culture shock I faced the second I landed in Japan. Let's jump right in. The first thing that hit me in Japan was the greeting custom. Back home, it's all about the handshake. Firm grip, eye contact, done. In Japan, not so much. I met my local guide in Tokyo, instinctively reached out for a handshake, and was met with a graceful bow instead. My hand just hung there awkwardly. I tried to bow back, but it was clumsy and uncertain. That moment made me realize the nonverbal language I'd always known was suddenly foreign. A handshake is about connection. A bow is about respect, without physical contact. For days, I overthought every interaction. Do I bow back? How deep? When? I started watching people everywhere, on the street, in shops, on the subway, trying to decode the subtleties. There are different bows for different situations. Media group. Multiple people bowing at different angles in daily life. Montage of various bow greetings in Japan. At its stock, at it distribute _ equally. A slight nod for thanks. A deeper bow for apologies or formal greetings. It's a nuanced, beautiful part of the culture that says so much without a word. Once I started to understand, I appreciated it more. Every greeting felt intentional, not just a habit. One evening, leaving a ramen shop, the chef gave me a perfect bow. This time, I bowed back naturally. The look of appreciation on his face was everything, a tiny moment of connection. That simple exchange was more meaningful than 100 handshakes. It taught me that communication is more than words. It's about respect, observation, and adapting to the culture you're in. From one awkward handshake, I learned a lesson I'll never forget. The bow became my first real step into understanding Japan. It's a silent language, but it speaks volumes, and it set the tone for the rest of my journey. Every day, I got a little better at it. I realized how much we take for granted in our own cultures. In Japan, every gesture is deliberate. It's about humility, gratitude, and social harmony. That first bow was the start of seeing the world in a new way. It's a small thing, but it changed everything. And it was only the beginning. Next up, a culture shock that hit me right at the dinner table. Let's talk about food. Let's talk about food, and the way you eat it. Growing up, slurping your noodles was a big no-no. In Japan, it's practically required. My first ramen shop experience was a shock. The place was quiet, except for the sound of everyone loudly slurping their noodles. At first, I hesitated. It felt wrong, like breaking a lifelong rule. But here, slurping is a compliment to the chef, a sign you're enjoying the meal. I gave it a try. My first slurp was weak, but no one cared. Everyone was lost in their own ramen world. I tried again, louder. It actually made the noodles taste better and cooled them down. There's a reason behind it. Slurping aerates the broth and enhances the flavor. It's not just for show, it's practical and it's fun. By the end of my trip, I was a pro slurper. The sound became comforting, a sign of people enjoying their food. It was liberating to let go of my old rules and embrace a new one. Travel rewires your brain. What's rude in one place is praise in another. Now, even back home, I have to stop myself from slurping my noodles. It's a small thing, but it's a perfect example of how travel changes you. It challenges your assumptions and shows you there's more than one way to enjoy life. The wrong way can be a lot more fun, and sometimes it's the little things, like slurping noodles, that stick with you the most. Next, let's talk about the unspoken rules that keep Japan's trains running so smoothly. Because silence, it turns out, is golden. Japan's trains are legendary, clean, punctual, efficient. But what really surprised me were the unspoken rules that keep everything running smoothly. My first rush hour on the Tokyo subway, I answered a call from a friend. Big mistake. Instantly, I felt every eye on me. Not angry, just surprised and a little annoyed. I learned fast talking on the phone is a major faux pas. The train is a quiet space. Eating, loud conversations, even music played too loud. None of it happens here. It's all about maintaining harmony in a crowded space. The group comes before the individual. Once I understood, the commute became peaceful, a time to read, listen quietly, or just watch the city go by. People line up perfectly, wait for others to exit before boarding, and respect priority seating. The level of social consideration is impressive. It made me reflect on my own habits back home. How often I'd taken a loud call or squeezed onto a train before others got off. Adapting wasn't hard, but it required a shift in mindset. It's about being aware of your impact on others. That quiet commute became one of my favorite parts of the day. It's a testament to the power of unspoken rules and shared understanding. Efficiency and order don't need strict enforcement. They come from a collective commitment to harmony. And that's something I'll never forget. Next, let's talk about the art of saying no, without ever saying it. One of the trickiest things to navigate in Japan? Indirect communication. Back home, we're direct. If you can't do something, you just say so. In Japan, direct refusal is seen as confrontational. Instead, there's a whole system of polite ambiguity. My first taste of this was trying to book a table at a popular sushi spot. Instead of, sorry, we're full, I got, Saturday is a little difficult, and a long pause. I kept pressing, thinking maybe there was a way. But every answer was vague, never a direct no. Eventually, I realized difficult and problematic were polite ways of saying not possible. This indirectness, called aimai, is everywhere. Phrases like, I'll think about it, or that might be a good idea, often mean no. It's about maintaining harmony and letting everyone save face. I had to learn to read between the lines, tone, pauses, even a sharp intake of breath. It forced me to be a better, more empathetic listener. It's not about being deceptive, it's about kindness and preserving relationships. Clarity isn't always the most important thing. Sometimes harmony matters more. Understanding this changed the way I communicate, not just in Japan, but everywhere. Next, let's talk about work and why the Japanese work ethic is both inspiring and intense. Work-life balance is a big deal where I'm from. In Japan, it's a whole different story. I'd see trains packed with people in business suits late at night, salarymen heading home after long hours, leaving the office before your boss, almost unthinkable. Your dedication is measured by hours spent at your desk, not just the quality of your work. After-work drinking parties, or nomikai, are practically mandatory. Turning them down can hurt your career. The company isn't just a job, it's a family, a community. But this dedication comes at a cost. I learned about karoshi, death from overwork. The pressure to perform and be present is immense. It made me appreciate the work-life balance I'd always taken for granted. At the same time, I admired the loyalty and camaraderie among colleagues. They weren't just co-workers, they were comrades, united by a shared purpose. This culture shock didn't make me want to adopt their work habits, but it gave me a new perspective on my own. It made me think about what dedication really means. Is it about hours or quality? Is the company a family or a contract? Japan's approach forced me to define my own values. The way we structure our lives around work isn't universal, it's a cultural choice. And seeing it from the outside made me appreciate my own boundaries even more. Next, let's end on a high note, the beauty of Japanese festivals. For my final culture shock, let's talk about celebration, Japanese style. I was in Japan during Matsuri season and stumbled into a local festival in Kyoto. It wasn't a tourist event, just a neighborhood coming together. The streets glowed with red lanterns, the air filled with the smell of grilled squid and the beat of taiko drums. What struck me was the sense of community. Everyone participated, from kids in yukata to elders watching with pride. It wasn't just a show, it was a living tradition. I watched as locals carried a massive Mikoshi shrine, chanting and sweating together. The energy was electric, raw, powerful, and deeply spiritual. At first, I felt like an outsider, but people welcomed me in. An elderly woman shared her food, kids taught me the festival dance. I didn't feel like a tourist. I felt like a guest. The emotional impact was huge. It was genuine, not commercialized. It was the soul of the community on display. I joined in, danced, clapped, and felt a connection I'd never known. In that moment, I understood the power of tradition, not just repeating rituals, but connecting past and present. Festivals here aren't just parties, they're lifelines to heritage. That night changed me. It was more than fun, it was moving. It showed me a side of Japan you can't find in guidebooks. It was the heart of the culture, beating in a small street. The most beautiful culture shock of all. And a memory I'll carry forever. Now let's wrap up this journey. And that's a wrap on my 6 biggest culture shocks in Japan. These moments didn't just make for good stories, they changed how I see the world. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit subscribe and join our community of curious travelers. Your support means everything and keeps these stories coming. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay curious. See you in the next adventure.